Hi, it's Kit Alowitz. Welcome to Discipline Selling, Follow Up, Reinforcement, and an assignment for you today. A reminder we often need to be reminded more than we need to be instructed. Second reminder we often practice far less than we know. So, this video, this process is to allow you the opportunity to practice and be reminded of things that you probably already know but are super tempted not to do. Today's lesson is entitled The Five Golden Questions. This is one of my favorite concepts because as you become super comfortable with this concept and it literally rolls off your tongue, you become much more valuable to your customer. Now, the five golden questions is couched within the order framework. The order framework, you remember, is the business development process from Mahan Khalsa and Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play. Order stands for ORDER. It's an acronym. O stands for opportunity, R stands for resources, D stands for decision making, E stands for exact solution, and R stands for results. Last week we talked about opportunity. Opportunity is nothing more than understanding in a clear sense should the customer do something with us. Within opportunity is an acronym called SPEC, S-P-E-C. It has a very distinct meaning and it is at the heart of really being able to understand should the customer potentially do something with us and can we actually help them. So S stands for situation, P stands for problem, E stands for evidence, and C stands for consequences. So today's lesson, the five golden questions, is couched within E, evidence. As you help the customer get clear about the evidence that is showing up in terms of a problem that they're having and quantify, dollarize that particular problem that they're having, number one, you become much more valuable to the customer. Two, oftentimes from my experience, the customer hasn't always thought through all of the impact that the problem is having in a dollar sense. And number three, it gives you incredible insight into how the problem is impacting their business. Because if you discover through a well-executed 5-question process that they have, let's say, a $2 problem, and you're beginning to formulate, not taking the marshmallow and actually giving them the solution, but beginning to formulate what it is that you might do for them, and you're pretty sure that your solution is going to be $3, $4, $5, even $2.50. Is a customer going to buy a solution that costs more than the problem is actually costing them? No, they are not. It's just not good business sense to do that. So there's immense value in getting really comfortable with the five golden questions and really allowing it to just roll off your tongue. Begin to formulate everything that they want to get better at or problems that they want to fix through the eyes of the five golden questions. So here are the five golden questions. How do you measure it now? What is it now? What would you like it to be? What's the value of the difference over time? Really, all you're doing is just trying to get a sense of how it's showing up and then what happens if you don't fix it over time. And the most valuable part of this is really probably question number 5 because you're dollarizing it over time. Oftentimes, customers' business plans, projections, vision is longer than just a 1 month, 2 month, 12 months. Sometimes it goes 2-3 years. And so there can be immense value of dollarizing the situation over time. And at the far end of this, if they can't give you a number that makes a lot of sense, then you have what's called the yellow light. You need to slow down and say something like, I think we may have a problem here. I can clearly help you fix this problem that you're having, but it's not a very big dollar amount, it seems like. What do you think we should do? So as a reminder, the 5 golden questions are simply this. How do you measure it now? You've got to get your arms around that. What is it now? What would you like it to be? What's the value of the difference between where it is now and where you'd like it to be? And then over time, how does that show up? And then you might even throw in a 6th question, which is, without you taking any assumptions, the 6th question would be, is that a big number? Let's say you go through this process and they say it's a $2 problem over a 3-year period, and you ask them, is that a big number? And they say, no, that is not a big number. Well, then you have an opportunity to say, well, I would agree. That's probably not a big number. Why would you go try to fix something that's not a big number? Or on the flip side, let's say they come up with a big number. Let's say it's a $10 problem. And you ask them, is that a big number? And they say, oh my goodness, that is a huge number. That's hugely impacting our profitability. Then you have them right in an absolute fabulous situation, because now they've tapped into the emotional side, right? The psychological side of their problem. And you have them in an opportunity to really press forward and continue to talk about the business dialogue. So the 5 golden questions, fabulous little concept to help you become much more valuable to your customer. My challenge to you this week is, can you take on the challenge to practice using the 5 golden questions? They fit into every scenario, whether you're talking about a very transactional opportunity or a far more complex opportunity with your customer. The 5 golden questions I'm going to submit to you always applies, unequivocally. I'm Kit Allowitz, I'm Disciplined Selling, and we'll see you next time.